Hello Pisces, my name is Missy and I'm here to read some AstroCharms for the month of October. My focus for this particular reading is going to be a little different than it would normally be. I would normally, just do a general reading to look to see what it was that you needed to be aware of for the month of October. But because we have so much happening astrologically this month, I'm actually going to focus on that. Oh wow, you got 3 cards. So what my intentions are for this reading is to look at what it is that what are the cycles that you need to close out in October with the planets that are stationing direct. So we have Mercury stationing direct in Virgo, which is going to be in your 7th house, so your house of others, your partnerships. Then Pluto will station direct in your 11th house, in Capricorn, and then Saturn will station direct in your 12th house in Aquarius. So that means that over the past 12 plus years you've had Pluto transiting your house of friendships, meaning that it's changing your social circle, the people that you associate with, whether this is because of online, social media, which has become big in the past, couple of decades. Pluto is a very slow-moving outer planet, and so his transit through a sign can last anywhere from 12 to 36 years. So you can imagine Pluto's been in your 11th house for quite a while now, changing the landscape there, meaning how and who you socialize with, also people in your extended family. So this particular reading is going to resonate the most for Pisces rising. That does not mean that if you have a Pisces sun or moon that this won't resonate for you. It just means that the details will fit better if you have a Pisces ascendant, because your natal chart is going to have Pisces and all of the corresponding corresponding signs ruling the houses exactly as I have it set up here. So basically what's happening is, with everything that is stationing direct here in October, and then we have a lunar eclipse on the 25th. So there's like a new beginning. But before you can have this new beginning, over the next several months, there are things that you're going to need to close out, cycles that need to end, sentences that need to have a period or whatever other punctuation put on it so that you can close out the chapter, right? Now, more than likely, because Mercury is stationing direct in Virgo in your 7th house, this can have to do with relationships, whether that's marriage or business partnerships, relationships, contracts, any kind of responsibility or promises that you have to others, as well as those people who are opposed to you. It could be that you hear some news, or you have to have a conversation with somebody who is opposed to you. Maybe it's to close out or end a friendship in some way. Or maybe there's someone in your extended family that you need to cut out of your life for whatever reason. Because here's the thing, when Pluto leaves your 11th house, he's changed the landscape of the people that you surround yourself with, right? The people you socialize with, the people in your network. And so now he's coming in to change everything that's happening in your psyche. He's coming in to change who you are on the inside for the next chapter of your life, because then after if you even live another 36, depending on how old you are, I don't know. I'm 50, so I don't know if I'm going to live another 36 years, but I don't have Pisces rising either. So for me, Pluto isn't going to be coming towards my 1st house to change me on the outside after having changed me on the inside, right? So in other words, what this is saying for you, and you might see a little taste of it now when Mercury stations direct October the 2nd, which is tomorrow. You'll get even more of a taste of it when Saturn stations direct in your 12th house and you start having to put a bunch of work in, like really having to, when Saturn goes retrograde, it's like you get a little bit of a test, right? A test to see if you've been implementing the wisdom that you've been gaining along the way. Like, have you learned the lessons are the consequences of your actions in the past, right? It's like a little test to come in and see if you've really learned your lesson, or do you need to have the lesson come back around yet again, right? So when he stations direct, now it's time to, it's saying, look, you've received the lesson, it's time to integrate that, because you're coming into a phase where Pluto is going to change you on the inside, and you really need to use your wisdom in order to navigate what's happening, because Pluto in the 12th house is not an easy transit. It's not an easy transit. The 12th house is the house that has to do with like institutions, mental health, literally being institutionalized for your own good, right? It can be against your will. It can be something that happens that you don't even see coming, but it can also be, mental health and emotional issues, fears, wishes, fantasies that you hide from others, secrets that you hide from others, secrets that others hide from you that maybe you might learn about, especially with this 7th house coming into play. Maybe secrets that involve friends, or something that's been happening behind your back, right? That's going to really cause you to change on the inside, which will then change everything that happens in your world on the outside if you're going to live another 36 years, depending on how old you are as a Pisces rising. So these cards are going to, in fact, I think every single reading ended up having a mediumship message, and I did not intend this. I've said this with every single one. I did not intend it when I picked this deck up. However, I knew when I bought this deck that this was what was going to happen with this deck. The only reason that I picked it up today is because it is, the animal spirits, or the bones, the animal bones, right? So it is what happens after the death, what's next after the death. And so I wanted to see, with Pluto coming in so strongly, what was it that you were going to need to close out to prepare yourself for what is next after the death, or after the ending, right? I did not expect these to be mediumship readings at all, and yet here we have another one. This one, you have a female coming through. I feel like she's very old-fashioned. Interesting, because I can't remember which other sign. We have another sign that we had 3 people come through. There was another sign where when she came through, I felt in that one, like, you'll know if you saw it, you'll know that was your reading. But there was another one where I felt like she was very old-fashioned. This one as well, very old-fashioned and superstitious. And look we have the withdrawn, secretive is the meaning of this card beyond what the meaning that I'm putting onto it. Because again, when I bought this deck, I knew as soon as I opened it, because I only expected it to have the animal bones. I didn't expect people to be in here. And so I knew as soon as I opened it that it was going to be used, that I was going to need to use it as a mediumship deck with certain meanings attached to certain cards. I just felt it, I knew it immediately. And with this particular card, I knew that this would represent a female who has passed, a woman, possibly a mother or grandmother, or whoever it was that took on the role of your mother, if you weren't raised by your actual mother. And so that means that whatever is coming out after this is her message to you specifically. And look we have family, so this is absolutely a family member, but this is a message about family. And loyalty, which we already saw as well, because remember where I said here, you might find out that someone's been doing something behind your back with these 2 houses. So there's a message about family, loyalty in the family, that they want to bring to you. There's some enlightenment. They're asking you to have faith, have patience to bring harmony back to this situation. Also with the fox can be, there's an energy with the fox and it also comes through with the wolf for me, because wolves are pack animals. That plays into the loyalty. Wolves are pack animals to the point where they can be really nasty to each other, but don't let some other predator try to come in, right? They will defend each other even if they're nasty to each other. So there could be a dynamic like this happening in your situation. But I feel like with the fox, they're willing to do whatever it takes to take care of their family. And sometimes that can be tricky, right? Sometimes that can be energy that's a little bit sneaky. So there's some sort of energy around that coming through for Pisces ascendant. Interesting. We have another female coming through. This one is younger. Definitely younger. May not this may not be actual family. This might be like energy of someone's significant other. Yeah, and then look at all this jealousy, grudge, anger, spite, purge, simplify, argument, power struggle, truth, clarity, clairvoyance, understanding, family, loyalty. So there's literally this, somebody was curious, like if there was something where somebody, oh look at, and here's the end of your message. As soon as I saw this card when I opened the deck, I knew this was going to say, if it was a mediumship reading, that this was going to say, this is the end of your message, and here's the end of your message right here. So whatever's happening, something happened, somebody was dishonest, or they were not loyal in this relationship. It was something that happened like very spontaneous. There's a lot of like all of this jealousy, all of this toxic energy happening. Now I meant these cards to tell you what it is, what is the cycle that you need to end. It could be this. This could be what they're telling you. They're bringing this message through to say there's somebody in your life that is not being loyal. And in fact, we're going to put that here. There's somebody in your life who's not being loyal, and you need to end this cycle in order to, like, you're going to get the information that you need, obviously, with this Virgo here. But you need to end the cycle with them in order to bring healing. We have the song Better in Time, Leona Lewis. Let me get some charms. Interesting that we have another mediumship with this particular charm here. I put that in my box specifically to represent a message of me from a passed on loved one, a mediumship message from a passed on loved one. Again, a female who has passed on, a mother figure, mother, grandmother, sister, aunt, whoever it was that took on the role of your mother, or if they, even if they didn't take on the role of your mother, they were nurturing like your mother. Like this specifically was a gift to me from my aunt who has passed away. So this could be a specific message to someone that the female who's coming through is your aunt, but it doesn't have to be. It could be, just a mother figure that's, but anyway, that's coming through very strongly, especially with the cross here. It's also a message of have faith. You are protected. Your ancestors are protecting you, and that's the reason that this message came through. They're protecting you from this disloyal person. So we're actually going to take this and put it over here. Interesting that we have Saturn that literally landed on Aquarius. But anyway, we have the letters J-I-B-A. However, just take it however it resonates for your situation, person, place, or thing. Here we have the 5th house, so this could be a romantic interest. It could also be related to children or creative issues and creative pursuits, those things that bring you joy. In the 6th house, this has to do with how you spend your time each day and your health. With the 7th house, these are your partners, people that you are contracted to in some way, whether that's through marriage or business partnerships, or maybe you're responsible to them or you've made a promise to them in some way. And then the 8th house would be joint resources, as well as like inheritance and sexual partners or sexual issues here. So again, person, place, or thing related to these letters that could be important in these areas of your life, and there's lessons to be learned from that, or from these people, place, or things. You also have the bird that came out over here. They're like, if there's communication or conversation to be had, connected to this, the 7th house and the letter J, it won't happen for several months to a year at least. Or, you know, some information, whatever, it's going to be at least a year, at least several months, 6 months to a year. And then with this music coming out over the 10th house, it again talks about like creative issues, which is another 5th house thing. But over here, it's saying like maybe not this month, but maybe next month, creative issues are going to be important in terms of like in your career. And then with the 9th house, you've got the lizard, the cross, and the airplane. So the 9th house has to do with travel anyway. You could be traveling in October, yes. But also there could be like spiritual travel. This could be just a creative way of saying meditation, like doing a journey, an inner journey, right? Maybe an ayahuasca or other spiritual journey, healing journey. To express your creativity. That's come through a couple of times as well. There's something about your creativity that needs to be expressed and embraced. Okay, so I'm literally out of light, but I hope that resonates. If it does not, please stick around. There may be another reading for you here on the channel that does. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, hit the notification bell, anything that you can to help me get my channel out there as I'm new here, and I thank you for watching.